Shalom, it's me, Skye, and welcome back to Yoshi's Island. And as you can see, I'm back to my usual mic. I didn't have that much more clearer mic for very long. I was just using it as long as I had it, and now I know I don't have it. And I didn't really get into this in the other part, but the part that I just uploaded recently. But I've been having a lot of scheduling issues, but now I'm back, so let's not care about that. And we're in a more in-season part of Yoshi's Island, and I use that term loosely because we're at the late part of winter. I wish I could have gotten these episodes up much more sooner, but you know, a lot of scheduling issues that don't matter anymore because my schedule is completely clean. Well, not completely clean. Ironic how we're destroying these piranha plants because they have a little bit to do with what's wrong with my schedule. But enough talking about the fourth wall. Who are you people? I didn't know I had an audience. This is Yoshi's Island, and Yoshi's new island is coming out fairly soon. I believe either the 16th or did it come out already? Depending on whenever I upload this. I saw gameplay footage of it, and a lot of people are very unhappy with the way Nintendo adds these things, like for instance, the gold Tanuki suit, which gives you invincibility throughout the whole stage, catering to the quote unquote casuals. I don't like using terms like that because, you know, I might be a casual. Whoa. But oh yeah, the way they implemented the easy mode for Yoshi's new island is they gave him I believe wings, like infinite wings that gives him infinite hover, or I'm pretty sure it's infinite hover. It didn't look like I'm just going by what I'm looking at here. I guess I could like upload some footage. Yoshi just continuously, infinitely just swings his hands up, hands and legs, and just flails them about, keeping him in the air, even though I'm doing that right now. I mean, I could have been able to do it a second ago, so I'm not really sure how those wings work, but that happens. And I'm having a lot of trouble with this spike. Throw an egg at it to get rid of it, no longer having danger in your way. And my thoughts on the whole creating an easy mode for the Mario games that have been coming out recently. Well, I've been having trouble on deciding my opinion on that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it's good for the beginners, but it sort of makes me mad because I've been playing Castlevania lately. For those of you who don't know, Castlevania is a pretty hard retro Nintendo game that doesn't really give beginners a good time. I mean, beginners of any video games at all. I don't mean beginners of Castlevania series, because I was a beginner of the Castlevania series, and it's been giving me a hard time, and I've been loving it. I love having a hard time with a video game. It gives me such satisfaction whenever I beat it. And is Nintendo taking away satisfaction of beating a game by giving them an easy mode? Well, yeah, I think they are taking away that satisfaction, but then again, Nintendo's a gigantic mess right now. Well, not a gigantic mess, but they need to clean up some of their act, because right now, what they're doing isn't really cutting it for a lot of people. But you know, I still got faith in the Wii U, and I'm still getting it. So, but the PS4 is looking mighty fine right now. Let me tell you now. Oh, and speaking of games being made for the 3DS, there has been a lot of Super Nintendo sequels coming out. A friend of mine told me. And I can't believe I didn't realize this before, because there's Yoshi's New Island. Again, what happened to the old one. Then there's, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, which was a sequel to Legend of Zelda Link. Excuse me. The new one coming out is, already came out as Link Between Worlds, which I spoke about recently. And that was a sequel to Link to the Past. And then there's, like, I guess this isn't necessarily for the 3DS, but Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, that's sort of a sequel, or in addition to the series, for to the Donkey Kong Country games, which were on the Super Nintendo, which were fantastic. And I hear a lot of good things about Tropical Freeze, especially considering that it just came out. But I don't like that Nintendo's selling point for Tropical Freeze was the addition of Cranky Kong. They were really like shoving it in the faces of in all their advertisements that Cranky Kong was a playable character, taking the playstyle of Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. Oh, I just saved myself. I thought I was gonna die and have to cut there, but why did Nintendo try to make such a big deal about Cranky Kong's crusty face? And you should have seen their like Twitter when they were advertising. They were creating these memes that were pretty embarrassing for themselves. Well, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but sort of late to the party about the whole meme craze there, Nintendo. And as you can see, from the last stage, there is a lot more snow, and I thought I could get this jump right. I remember dying here. Yep. Come on, save myself. And I don't. I guess I could have used those wings in that situation, but here's the right way to do it, or rather, the fast way. Because usually, what the game would want you to do is to actually wait on those ski lifts. But nah, I am the coolest Yoshi Island player ever. And I don't care if I cut corners. But the difficulty with that section is you have to just destroy the snowmen that are already on the ski lifts. But now we are going to one of my favorite stages to play in. Yes, I actually have a favorite stage in this game. And a lot of memories too. I always chose this one as a kid because it had the penguin picture on it, and penguins are just awesome. I forget the names of these penguins. What was it? Flipper or Blubbo or... I'm pretty sure it's something with blub in it. Oh, and about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, I heard that it was even better than the new Super Mario game that came out for the Wii U. So I am extremely looking forward to that game because I had so much fun with just the regular Wii version. So, you know, though I never played the original Returns game for Wii. And I say original because I see the Country series and the Country Returns series as two separate series. Mostly because they were made by separate companies. The Country for the trilogy on the Super Nintendo made by Rare, while the Returns was made by Retro Studios. And for this here, make sure you grabbed a fire watermelon and burn these ice blocks, or else you would never be able to make it through here. Anywho, Retro Studios, they were famous for creating the Prime games. Metroid Prime, to be more precise, which I never really got to playing to ever since Christmas of last year. Mostly because of scheduling issues. I haven't been really having a lot of time to play games on my free time, as well as for this channel, but I try, you know. I stopped playing at this part where space pirates kept on killing me, and then never really got back to doing that. And I got to a hard point of the game, and Metroid is one of those games that you have to be in a certain mood to play. Well, it's a very strange mood. Excuse me, I have to say... Yoshi transformation! I don't think you really need the helicopter for this part. Yeah, these coins are pretty easy to grab with just hovering. And it would be even easier using those Yoshi wings that I just mentioned earlier. But a game that I have been playing recently was a Beautiful Joe game. Actually, the original for GameCube, the one a part of the Capcom 5, that were 5 Capcom games released for the GameCube. And I've been having loads of fun with that game. Very difficult, but fun. See, it's weird how games that are really hard can sometimes be fun. You know, Nintendo, take some notes. You know that some games can be hard and fun, some games can be easy and fun. You know, Nintendo, start taking some notes. Though I've heard Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze has been a pretty hard Nintendo game. Better wait a while, Mario. Okay, oh yeah, Tropical Freeze, I've heard in, well, in the singular review that I watched for it, it's pretty hard, I hear. But, I'll never know until I actually get it. I know I keep saying that, but it must be said. And I love how those snowmen just fall off the ski lift if they go there for too long. I love how I try to do one of those Indiana Jones things. I'm pretty sure it's possible, but you know, I guess I didn't get enough momentum on that. So I guess I should thank the penguin that just bumped me out of there. Speaking of birds, the stork that dropped Mario we didn't really get a name from him. Let's name him right now. Charlie. No, it has to be better than that. You know what? Let's stick with Charlie. Charlie the stork. Because I want Charles in charge of me. And this section here is pretty hard. You don't want to bump into the rocks. That's pretty much all the advice I can give you. Also, jump over pits, because those are dangerous too. Sorry, I had to get myself comfortable in this chair that I've been using recently. Yeah, because I just record standing up. But yeah, it's pretty fast-paced. Well, not really fast-paced. Not exactly blast processing that we're seeing here. But if you bump into rocks, that'll happen to you. and you'll just fall into the abyss. But let's try this without bumping into any rocks. Why don't we? And some of these rocks are pretty difficult to dodge. And are those skeleton birds dropping bombs on us? I didn't realize that we see them that soon. Yes, we'll be seeing more of those guys later. But we are done with Stage 3 of World 5. The last world, wink wink, nudge nudge. You guys really want to see the bonus challenge? Long story short, I lose. There. See you guys in the next part.